Okay, so good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody who's listening from around the world. My name is Hilton. I am the General Manager of Alba Wellness Valley, me, and I am also the Ambassador for World Wellness Weekend, an event that takes place every year in September. The biggest wellness event on the planet where 140 countries come together and do wellness activities. So today we have our wellness talk with Diego, coming to us live from Vung Tau in Vietnam. We're both in Vietnam. And with no further ado, I would like to allow Diego to tell us a little bit about who is Diego, where does he come from, how he gets into fitness, and then we'll try and take it a little bit further. So Diego, welcome to Wellness Talks and great to have you with us. And please, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Hilton. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm going to start by introducing myself. I'm Diego Espana. I'm an NASM and CONADE certified coach. Currently living in Vietnam. I'm the founder of Moving Athlete and Reborn Camps. Moving Athlete is now focused on online coaching mostly, and Reborn Camps is focused more on the, let's say, on the wellness retreats around Vietnam. I have been a personal trainer for around 6 years, doing more like functional training. I'm specialized mostly on calisthenics, which is bodyweight training for those who are not familiar with calisthenics. But I have been coach of different disciplines in the past, from parkour, swimming, all different kind of things. So I have been a coach for quite a while now, just different things. I personally love coaching. One of the reasons why I love coaching is because I really like seeing people pushing themselves. That's what motivates me the most to keep doing this. I really like to see people pushing themselves and all the transformation that comes with this, right? It's not just the physical transformation, it's also the mental transformation, how they are just changing all their mindset and their lifestyle, and they are just living happier and more energized to have time with their families and to do the things that they like. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, in a long story short.
So I think we can see that there's a lot of experience there. Yeah, I've met Diego and I think he's a great guy, but I also hate him because he has a great six-pack. He's very strong. And you see him working on the bars or doing strength exercises. It's like, yeah, I dream of doing things like that. I try very hard, but it's impressive. I think if you go to some of his YouTube clips or things, you can see it. He has tremendous strength. So maybe on that subject, maybe you can help our listeners out a little bit to understand, because there's so many aspects of being healthy or working out. You know, like you mentioned, there's losing weight, there's strength, there's eating correctly. But how would someone develop their strength? What would you recommend for someone to, develop some strength?
I think it's pretty much like everything. You have to start slowly, start with small things first, and slowly you start building up. What I would recommend is to focus on things that you like. For example, if you like working out at the gym, do it. If being in the gym is not your thing, there are many options how you can still work on strength. In terms of, let's say, calisthenics, you can still do it at a park, you can still do it at home. So you just pretty much find the thing that you feel that is the best for you. And just try it for a little bit, and then you will realize if it's the thing that you enjoy doing it or it's something that you don't really enjoy doing it. Because at the end of the day, if you want to make it something sustainable, you need to enjoy it, right? If not, you will be like doing it for 2 or 3 months, like I don't want to do this anymore, and you're gonna quit, which happens really often. Okay, so I would recommend for people to look for that something if they're interested in the strength. There are many ways how you can achieve that, right? Get stronger by working just with your body weight, or get stronger by adding some extra equipment, like let's say weights. Now during the weights you have, let's say, CrossFit, you have different things, functional training, you have different options.
So maybe if you can explain to us, Diego, because you mentioned the word calisthenics. And I think, you know, I've been in the fitness industry for many years, and people don't know what that is. What is weight training versus calisthenics?
Calisthenics. Okay, calisthenics is pretty much strength training, just using mostly using your body weight. So it's pretty much, I'm sure a lot of people have seen people doing pull-ups, chin-ups, handstand, different variation of push-ups. So it's pretty much just working with what you have, with a minimum amount of equipment. Of course, you need some extra things like a pull-up bar or probably some rings, but it's the amount of equipment it's minimum, right? And it's basically pretty much making all your body work together to achieve something. So it's not like, let's say, if you are working towards hypertrophy in the gym where you want to look bigger, where you're trying to isolate the muscle, right? Here in calisthenics is completely different. What you want to do is your body to work together to achieve something.
So, okay, so what would you recommend is better? Okay, so I want to go to the gym and they have all these machines and free weights and everything, and then I say, oh yeah, but I heard Diego, he said that I should do this. So when you say finding what you like to be motivated, where does somebody start? I mean, it's a difficult game. There's so much out there, but at the end of the day, it's very difficult to choose. How do I change? How do I do this? What would you recommend to people?
Do you mean like how can they choose that, or how can they find that something?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I walk into the gym, so where do I start?
Okay, first I will suggest to do some research on Google. You know, you can look for like different ways of let's say functional training or different disciplines, and you can get an idea of which ones you might be interested in. And then probably you can find a gym that offers those kind of classes and just go there for 1 or 2 classes just to try different things until you find the one that fits you the most. I think that's the best thing, because a lot of the times you also think that you might like something, and then once you try it, you realize that it's not for you, or you don't enjoy it as much as you thought. So I think it's better just to look for it on Google. There are quite, mostly if you are living in a big city like Saigon or Hanoi, you have plenty of options to look for these classes and just join 1 or 2 and see how you feel with them.
I think one of the key things for many people, I can speak for myself, is results. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone wants a quick fix. Everyone wants to look like you with a six-pack next week. And it's just because I'm jealous. That's the only reason I keep using it.
You can have it too.
No, but seriously, I think one of the issues, I mean, I've been in the wellness and especially the fitness industry for a long time, is people get bored because they don't see the results. Mm-hmm. And one person can do 400 sit-ups and see results, and another person can do 8,000 sit-ups and not see results. So it's very frustrating for some people, and that's why there's a big fall away. So what would you tell people to say, you know, like hang in there? But I mean, the result element is a very important part.
Yeah, it is. I feel that a lot of people, they might be putting the work in the gym, but for example, they are not putting in the food, which is the most important thing. You know, if you are working more towards the aesthetic side, having a clean diet is pretty much it's even more important than the workout. So I feel a lot of people, they go to the gym for 1 hour, but they just go back home and they just eat like burgers and fried food and things like that. At the end of the day, it's not gonna work. You will see the difference in the strength. You might see some changes in your body, but it's gonna be really slow. And another thing that I have realized is that a lot of people, they just have one program and they just follow the same program throughout the whole year. So at the end of the day, the body adapts to that program, and in the beginning they might see results, but they reach some plateau, and then after that it's hard for them to see results. So I think it's important to, you know, change the program every 2 or 3 months for your body not to adapt to what you are doing.
I think those are 2 very important points. I remember many years back when I was studying physiology, they spoke, there was a lot about the plateau, like you mentioned. Your body adapts. and then there's no change because you get used to that. So you can do 50 push-ups, and then after a while, yes, the first time you do the 50, the next day you can barely move your arms. And the second time it's less or, and then afterwards it's 50 push-ups, and okay, I did it, and you're not even breaking out in a sweat. So it's like, well, you need to do 52, you need to do 55, you need to put a weight on your back, you need to increase that strength. That's the WIDA principle, right, in terms of strength gain. Right?
Yeah. I will say it's pretty much go out of your comfort zone all the time. I'm not saying push yourself to the limit every day where you are going to injure yourself, right? I believe pushing yourself every session is good. Just a little bit more, and you will get there. Of course, there are some days that you might feel like tired or you are sick. In those days, you might have to drop the intensity. But if you are feeling good, I believe you should try to aim to push yourself just a little bit more. And going to the gym and really going to the gym, right? Because you can see a lot of people that go to the gym and they are just doing one set and they just rest and they just sit in the machine for like 2 or 3 minutes, holding the phone, and they're like, oh, I was working out, and then they go back to what they're doing, or they just do something different, or they don't even have a plan. Like if you see most of the people in the gym, they do what they feel like, right? A lot of people, they don't have, it's like, I just feel like doing this. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And then after I finish this, I feel like I'm gonna do that. And you don't even have a record. That's also something super important. I always tell all my trainees, having a record of all your workouts is really important. Why? Because you are doing so many different exercises that if you want to remember how much weight were you doing or how many reps were you doing the last time, you might remember some exercises, but you're not gonna remember all of them, right? So if you have a record like, okay, I'm doing this. So the next time when you start your workout, you already know where you were the last time. And you just try to get there. You try to push a little bit more, adding more weight, adding more reps, adding one more set. I think that's the way to go.
Got it. I told you last time we spoke that I discovered CrossFit only a couple of years ago after being in the fitness world for many years. And I love it because it's very intense and short duration. So, you pull a tire, you push a tire, or you do a deadlift or whatever it is. It's 10 minutes and you're almost throwing up on the ground, you're sweating, you can barely breathe. So I find for me that the benefits of this intensive training is very motivational. I mean, like you said in the beginning, you should find something you enjoy. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, it's hard, but afterwards I really feel good. So, I mean, what are your views on very intense training? Not like long cardio endurance training. Is good?
Like what is the question? Like if
for example, if someone had to run on a treadmill for 20 minutes, yes, there's cardio, yes, there's calories burned, yes, you're doing exercise, versus someone who does a 15-minute CrossFit session. Which one's better, or is there one better?
I truly believe in this case CrossFit will be a better option because you are using much more muscle groups than you are doing when you are running. So at the end, let's say if your goal is to become a runner, maybe the treadmill might be a better option, right? If your goal is more like, train your cardiovascular system at the same time that you are gaining strength, improve your strength and change your physique, I think, for example, in this case, CrossFit would be a better option than the treadmill. So it should be going towards your goal, right? At the end of the day, the way I see it is you're gonna train for 1 hour, let's say 1 hour, 30 minutes. So either you can really push yourself in 1 hour, 30 minutes, or either you can have like an okay workout in that time. The amount of time is gonna be the same. So why you just don't make the best out of it and put all your effort on it?
I think what you mentioned there is, what is the goal? What is the objective? Yes, if you want to run a marathon, then definitely doing deadlifts and flipping tires may not be the best thing to do. It might help, but you should be on that treadmill at an incline and, pushing your cardio resistance and being able to stay on your feet. So what is the objective? 100%. I think that's very important. And again, going back to my first question is, people don't know what their objective is. I just want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to have a beautiful body. I want to have big muscles. And they walk in, or that's why people like yourself can guide people and help them. Because I think one of the biggest problems in being in the fitness industry and in the gyms myself is people walk in and it's like being in a candy store. Where do I go first? So, speaking to people like you and sitting down and saying, well, what is your objective? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to grow muscle mass? Do you want to have cardio strength? It's very important. So I think that's where personal training comes in. I think, and we see that around the world more and more. And I mean, that's pretty much a lot of what you do, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to see it, right? Like if you don't know where to start, it's always good to reach, like any other profession, it's always good to reach with someone that is specialized on that something that can even guide you. Like, okay, I believe, this might be a good idea for you, based on your lifestyle, based on your goals, based on what you like. I feel that's a good idea, because you can also, go to YouTube and try to get information from there, which is also a good option. But sometimes it's hard to, you don't know what is good information and what is bad in YouTube, mostly if you're a beginner. So I think it would be a good idea to go with someone that is specialized, so they can guide you, or they can give you some advice for what will be the best fit for you.
I remember during COVID, you were doing a lot of online consultation and sessions. Are you still doing that, or is it now more face-to-face?
No, right now we move everything to online. So before I had the gym, when I was in Saigon, sold everything, moved everything to online. So I talked to all my clients like, hey, I don't think I want to open the gym anymore. It's just in terms of expenses and all of that, it's too much pressure. It's like, what if I just told them, what if I just keep online? Are you gonna keep going with me? And all of them said yes. So I was like, let's just focus on online coaching. There is no need of opening a gym anymore. And it's really funny, because a lot of them, before they tried online coaching with me, when they were doing face-to-face, sometimes we talk about like, online coaching, and they said like, oh, no, that doesn't work for me, and things like that, right? They didn't even try it at that point. And then during the lockdown, they tried online coaching, because that was the only option. There was no other option. You couldn't go out from your place. So they tried online coaching, and then they realized that they like it. So when I told them, do you want to keep going this way? All of them said yes. So that's why I decided to move everything to online coaching, which gives them the freedom of just training whatever they want. A lot of them are traveling all the time. So, they just send me a message like, hey, Diego, next week I'll be in this hotel. And I just go to the hotel's page to see the gym, to see what they have available. And I plan the session based on that, to make sure that, they keep the same program and just changing the equipment that they have available.
Wow. So basically people take you around the world with them. That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm traveling all around the world without moving.
That's fantastic. So you think this is a growing thing? I mean, it existed before. A lot of people had personal trainers, but they literally traveled with them around the world. But this is fantastic. So I think the COVID situation has definitely brought out some opportunity for yourself. And I know, because I follow a lot of international gym chains around the world, do offer a lot of online now, because it's grown. It's definitely grown.
Yeah, it's growing mostly after COVID. It's just skyrocketing, and it also, I think some people are enjoying it, because, as for example, some of my clients are more like introverts, so they don't like to go out to a place that is crowded, and or they just don't like gym, so they prefer working out at home. And so it also depends on the lifestyle. Not everyone likes the gym, right? Some people like to work more like outdoors. Some people like to do it at home. It just depends on what they like.
Wow. It's a world that's grown, and it's interesting for our listeners, because one, you explaining to people that it doesn't matter where, when, how, and who, and why. You can just do it at any time. Hey, Diego, 15 minutes, I'm online. Let's go. I've got some bricks, I've got some pieces of wood, let's go.
Yeah.
You can do this, yeah.
if you see the things that we use in the sessions, you'll be like, how can you use that to work out? Like we have been using towels, water bottles, chairs, backpacks, door handles. Like there are so many things that we have been using, and a lot of people are really skeptical because they don't understand that the body doesn't understand if what you are lifting it's a dumbbell or it's a backpack or it's a water bottle, right? The body just understand or just feels the resistance that you are giving. So it doesn't matter where does that resistance come from, as long as it's enough resistance. The body doesn't care if it's a dumbbell, if it's a kettlebell, if it's a whatever.
No, I hear you, because I don't know if you remember, I told you during COVID, I took some big C retail bags, you know, the reusable bags, and I pulled them up with sand and stones and wrapped them up, and I was carrying them around the garden and, you know, doing push-ups and things with them. So yeah, 100% use what you have around you, because it's just about resistance.
Yeah, and it makes you more creative. Like I have seen with my clients now that they realize that they can use whatever they have around to work out. Like sometimes when they travel and they send me a video like working out with this random stuff that I was like, how do you come up with that? It's like, yeah, it's your fault. Like you're always make me work out with different things, because it makes you more creative. You realize that you know you can use much more than you think you could.
And I think you also hit the nail on the head there, the element of fun, because you've got to keep your people, you know, motivated. And by saying, you know, pick up this bag and carry it or whatever it is, it becomes fun. They think you're crazy, but there's that element of, well, what are we going to do next? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Diego, you can explain to us a little bit your view on what we should eat. How do we stay healthy? A very big question, but maybe your insights a little bit, what you can recommend to people. You know, is McDonald's the way to go, or maybe not the way to go? No advertising intended.
Okay, McDonald's, I wouldn't recommend it that much. Once in a while, if you really crave for it, it's good, but I don't think it's something that you should, you know, like take in a daily basis. My suggestion would be to have enough veggies. Try to integrate as many colors as you can. Same with the fruits. Try to stick to let's say in terms of carbs. Try to stick with whole wheat, let's say bread, whole wheat pasta, brown rice. You know, try to cut down, let's say, on white rice. Try to switch it up slowly for brown rice, because the fiber content is much higher. In terms of protein, let's say, try to stick with, if you are eating meat, try to stick with meat as lean as you can, and try to go for, let's say, oven baked, steam, grilled over deep fried, or things like that. So meat as lean as you can with as less fat as possible, and adding as less oil as you can. That doesn't mean that because a lot of people, when you say that, they will feel like, oh, that's gonna be too, there's not gonna be taste in that. Like how can you, it's gonna be too bland. There are ways to make something tasty without the need of adding tons of oil, right? So that'll be my suggestion, to have a good amount of, let's say if you have your plate, you have a good amount of veggies, you have a good amount of protein, that in this case you can choose the one that you like the most. That's also something important. Stick to food that you like. That doesn't mean like if you like McDonald's, you're gonna have it every day. You know, everyone knows what are the better options. Let's say, stick to food that you like. If you don't like it, it's exactly the same thing. You might stick to a diet for 2 or 3 months, but then if you don't enjoy what you are eating, at the end of the day, you're not gonna keep it. That's why I personally don't recommend diets that are too restricted, because you will see results, let's say in 2 or 3 months, but after that you may be like, I don't want to eat this anymore. Right? You need to like what you are eating.
Sure. But it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one, because I think a lot of people, it's again, like we said, you're walking into the gym, this is going to be difficult, this is going to be a challenge. And then people say, right, now I want to be healthy, I want to lose weight, this is going to be difficult, this is going to be a challenge. I'm only going to drink water for a week, I'm only going to eat vegetables for a week. And people need to understand, like you very rightly said in the beginning, what is your objective, and you need to have a balance.
Yeah.
But I think staying away from the fried foods, eating as much natural veggies and fruits,
Whole
like
foods, yeah.
That's definitely the way to go. What is your view on vegan or vegetarian? Maybe not vegan, but vegetarian. You know, are many of your clients vegetarian? Do they ask you? Do you recommend it?
I currently have one client that is vegan, just one of them. I was vegetarian 1 year ago. I had to stop here because in Bungta there is not many options to eat vegetarian. I find that it's a really good option as long as you're getting enough nutrients. Like let's say in case you're getting enough protein, and that you're getting complete proteins, because the thing with vegetarian protein, let's say soy is one of the ones that have all the amino acids, but not all of them have all the amino acids. Let's say, for example, in case of beans, you need to combine it with rice in order to get all of them. So that's the difference with the meat, that the meat has all the amino acid profile. So it's just pretty much, as long as you're getting all the nutrients, that you're getting your protein, it can be through, let's say, soy, as I say, tofu, for example, tempeh. You can have chickpeas, you can have beans, you can have nuts too. Nuts are also high in protein.
Even some vegetables have protein elements in them as well.
Yeah. So it's important to do a little bit of research to know a little bit more of how to balance your diet a little bit more, or go with someone that is specialized in that can help you to plan your diet.
I think around the world today, we're seeing top athletes and you know, people that are vegetarian or even vegan, and they're getting the results. They're still breaking records. They still have that strength. They're still running marathons. So that element, when I grew up, it was always, if you eat meat or heavy proteins, you'll be strong, you'll be healthy. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. I think that's really disappeared. And people today are scared because they think, if I want to be healthy and well, I only can eat natural, vegetarian, organic food. And it's not true. It's good and it's better for your system. But you can, like you said, balance and still be able to, you know, eat meat if you want to. But like you very rightly said, keep it lean. Don't cook with fats and oils, you know, try find the most healthy way.
Yeah.
Diego, maybe you can explain to us a little bit, because we're running out of time. We're both passionate about this, and I'm sure we could talk for an hour. But maybe a little bit about your fit camps and some of the things we've spoken about, your personal training, and I'll definitely mention to people, I'll give you your contacts so people can contact you to do some online training, which is great. But tell us a little bit. I know you do these fit camps around the country. What's happening there?
Okay, so first, this idea of doing these fitness retreats started because first, as I said before, I love coaching. Second, I love traveling. So, you know, if you can combine those two, like I personally prefer coaching someone in a nice place than being in a box. That's the way I see it. So that's how it started. Like, what if we start doing these trips where we can take people to different locations around Vietnam? Right now it's just Vietnam, but we are thinking, you know, probably in the future go to another countries as well. Why not? And what we do pretty much is having a full weekend full of different activities. It's not just fitness. We also have some let's say relaxation activities. We also have some entertaining activities. So it's not just I'm gonna go and work out the whole weekend. But what we're trying to do with this is to show people how easy and sustainable it can be to have a healthy lifestyle. Okay, a lot of people, what they think when there's like holidays, they just think about chilling and, you know, eating bad food and drinking. And so we're trying to show a different way of traveling, which is also fun, which, you know, you're gonna take something back. Like what we want to do is for them, when they come back, they can apply some of these things that they learn in terms of eating clean, in terms of working out, in terms of like pushing themselves, because they realize that they are able to do more things that they thought they could. Like some of the classes that we have are a little bit challenging, so they can push themselves. We have been doing this for over 1.5 years now. We had to stop because of COVID.
Ready.
And we're trying to do one every 2 or 3 months, different locations, different activities. All the coaches that we bring are focused on different things, which is also nice. Like we have a CrossFit coach, we have a parkour coach, myself specialized on calisthenics, yoga instructor. So we have all different kind of activities for all different tastes.
So people can get information about this on your Facebook page, which we'll share as well.
Yeah, they can go to Reborn Camps and they can see all the information there.
We'll definitely share that in the link. Yeah, people can go down in the link from this video and they can check that out. Wow, very, very cool. Yeah, and I watched a few of your camps and I see you shooting each other with water pistols and
arrows
around, like a fitness version of a piñata, and there's some fun activities. It looked like a lot of fun. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can see how people, even if it's just a short amount of time, you can see how people start opening up. Let's say some people that are more like introvert, that it's hard for them to, like, let's say, try something different or talk to more people. You can see at the end of the trip how they start changing themselves, and it's something that is really nice to watch.
I think that really ties into exactly what you said at the beginning of this talk about you need to enjoy yourself. So by people coming on these camps, yes, there's an element of wellness, there's an element of education, there's an element of doing something and not just drinking and chilling and eating unhealthily. But also there's the element of finding something fun and then going, hey, I can carry on doing this. So yeah it's very beneficial. That's very cool. Yeah, I
mean, fitness doesn't have to be boring, right? A lot of people, what they think about fitness, because probably they haven't tried many different variants of fitness. What the people think when someone says fitness, like, oh, I have to go to the gym and I don't like that, and it's gonna be crowded and I don't like to work out. But once you find something like this, which is a different way of working out, at the same time that you are having fun, why not? Right? A lot of the times the classes, you don't even feel that you are working out, but you are working out. So that's the idea. What we want to show is that it can be fun and it can be entertaining to do fitness. It's not just like, oh, I have to go there and stay in that room for 1 hour and suffer for 1 hour. It's not like that. It doesn't have to be that way.
I think that's a perfect way to end off our conversation, where from the words of the guru, our personal trainer, that if you don't enjoy yourself and you don't find what makes you happy, it's not going to work. And if you do find what makes you happy, and at the same time you're doing something that's beneficial towards your personal wellness, and happiness is a big important part of that, it's the way to go. Of course, 100% agree. I agree. Couldn't agree.
One tip that I will say for most of the people, and it has helped me a lot, like discipline is super important, right? And that's what a lot of people are lacking of, mostly right now that we are living in all this comfortable life, where if you want something you can just order, and it's hard to get motivation sometimes. What I do with myself sometimes, because I don't have motivation all the time, like you cannot be motivated all the time, that's just being realistic. Sometimes you need to push yourself a little bit more. Sometimes you just feel like doing it. What I'm doing with myself is, like, for example, I'm not a big fan of running. Right now I'm training for the Spartan race, so I have to run more often. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up daily goals. Like, okay, today I want to decrease my time to this. If I can make it, I will go for a massage right after. If not, there is not gonna be massage. So I feel that it's a good approach to do it that way. You reward yourself. So first, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. If I make it, then there is massage. If not, next time there will be massage. So it's a good. It can be that with everything. It can be with your favorite food, something that that is not so healthy. Would you say, like, okay, if I go to the gym and work out properly how I should, if I finish my program, then I will go and eat that. It's gonna taste even better than just going straight there and eating it. So that's one tip that I will highly suggest for everyone to apply, because it has helped me a lot with those days that, you know, I feel I don't have enough motivation. It helped me to push me to go to the gym or to work out.
Words of advice, definitely a very, very important point. And thank you very much, Diego. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your insight and your experience that you've shared with everyone today. As I mentioned, we will add, or we have added, all the links and contacts, so you can check out Diego and do online sessions with him anywhere in the world, anytime.
No excuses.
And if you're in Vietnam, for the time being, there are fit camps going on around the country, but soon to be exported around the world. So if somebody's watching this and they want Diego and his team to come to South America to do a fit camp, I'm sure he won't say no.
Let's stick around Asia first. Then we think about South America. South America is
sorry, South America, not going to happen. Okay, Singapore. If there's anyone in Singapore watching this, Diego will come. No problem.
Okay, Singapore is doable.
Singapore works. Okay, so thank you very much, Diego. Thank you very much for your insight. Thank you everybody for watching. Please go on to worldwellnessweekend.org and check out what is happening on the 16th, 17th, and 18th of September this year. Hopefully Diego and Wendy will be involved as well with some activities. And yeah, thank you very much. And thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for your time, Hilton, and congratulations to you for doing this kind of project. It's really nice for you to be able to share, you know, from different perspectives for people to understand a little bit more of what is fitness and what is wellness.
I think I'm pretty much in the same light as you. I like to help and educate people, because, you know, maybe what we've learned and what we can help other people give it, that makes us happy, right?
That's amazing. Yeah. If everyone thought the same, the world would be so much a better place, right?
There we go. The world will be a better place through wellness.
Yeah.
Muchas gracias.
Nos vemos. Thank you very much, Hilton. See you.